guys, welcome back to another video. Today is officially my very first day of my third trimester with this pregnancy, which is absolutely insane. I don't know how we got here so quickly, but I wanted to sit down and recap my second trimester just like I did with my first. If you missed that video, I will leave a card and link below. Check it out. Many things have changed since then, but that's a good basis to start with to kind of see how my pregnancy has progressed. And if you're new here, be sure you subscribe, give this video a like if you enjoy it. I am very good at responding to comments, so I'd love to hear your thoughts and feedback and opinions. And if you've been pregnant, what was second trimester like for you? I will also go ahead and leave my Instagram link below. I'm very active on there. I love to chat with you guys. I love to update you on my daily life, so check that out as well. You know what, in my last video I was also sick and barely able to speak, so that's good. In the beginning of my pregnancy, kind of when I was planning out how to structure these update and bump date videos, I wasn't sure which route I wanted to take, but I'm really glad that I am doing the trimester update just because I feel like if I did them any more frequently, I just would not be able to keep up. But also, like, not a lot changes on like a daily or weekly basis, but within a trimester there's a lot that happens and goes on. So I'm really excited to share trimester 2 with you today. Things got a lot better, let me tell you. Just like last time, I have a list on my phone of little symptoms and side effects of pregnancy that I've noticed in my second trimester, so I'm really excited to share those with you. If you watched my first trimester video, you know that I was very sick and I was barely able to eat, and just like food was gross and like I didn't want anything and nothing was appetizing and or satisfying. So it was a hard time. I was low-key miserable, but we got through it and things got so much better. So overall, I would say just kind of in the duration of my second trimester, for the most part, I didn't even really feel pregnant. I wasn't really sick anymore, and I wasn't really as large as I am now, where I'm starting to get more uncomfortable. But yeah, no, a lot of the time I would just feel like myself, and it was great. Okay, so the first little bullet point I have here is something I actually noticed possibly even in my first trimester as well. Kind of like a frequent occurrence of my legs going numb. This didn't necessarily ever really happen when I was standing, but sometimes when I was getting changed, sometimes my legs would go numb and I'd have to like sit down and wait for them to not be numb anymore, or if I was sitting down and they would get numb. So I did, I think, briefly mention this to my doctor. He didn't seem concerned at all. It's just pregnancy is strange. It does a lot of weird things to your body. So it's not that out of character for the pregnancy to be like pinching a nerve or just like weighing down on your muscles and things like that. So that's something I did notice though. And I don't think I had that with Stefan, but this was like 5 years ago that I was pregnant with him, so I don't remember. Our friend Breanna likes to say that when you're pregnant, you get little superpowers. And my little superpower has been sensitivity to sound. I'm already like pretty sensitive to sound, I would say. Like I would notice little things and certain little sounds bug me, and I notice them and they are very prevalent. But now it's like more so than ever. I'm a lot better at like hearing, I guess. I don't know. I haven't really had like a heightened sense of smell. I think it's just been hearing. I've been hearing better. Something else I noticed is getting out of bed in the morning being so absolutely difficult, and not necessarily just physically getting out of bed, but waking up. I don't think I've ever had or struggled waking up as I do now. Like I've always had early mornings. Like I've never been someone that has the freedom to sleep until 10 a.m. every day. And recently, like I've been getting up at like 7:30, 8 o'clock, and that has been so difficult. And it's not even that early to like be feeling like you're waking up at 5, but it's just so hard for me to wake up and I don't know why. So it's definitely been harder to get my mornings going. I'm not someone that like will wake up and lay in bed for 20 minutes. Like I always get up kind of right away when I wake up. So when my alarm goes off, it's just really hard to break that slumber. And I really hope that once I'm not pregnant anymore that subsides. In terms of food, things have gotten so much better. I am finally into food again, which is just amazing. I seriously, like when I first got pregnant, I could barely eat anything. And not even because I would just throw it up, but like nothing was appealing. And when you're kind of nauseous and like throwing up all the time, like you don't want to be eating anything that's not appealing, you know? So that's kind of subsided big time. I'm able to eat pretty much everything. I don't really have any food aversions. Chicken still is probably like the only meat that I don't ever want. I still eat it in some occasions, but I just really try and like steer clear just because I don't like it. But vegetables, finally I have been into again. In my first trimester, I was so against vegetables. But now I've been very much into them. I've been eating a lot healthier. I have been more attracted to healthier foods and, like I said, fruit, vegetables, just healthier snacks and healthier foods in general. So I'm really happy about that. I'm really happy that this whole pregnancy hasn't just been me like eating cheddar broccoli soup from Safeway. And I am grateful that I think I've been having a pretty healthy pregnancy in terms of food. I haven't really craved anything that's bad. Like occasionally I'll want like a pretzel or a cinnamon bun or something like that, or like ice cream or whatever. But it's not often, and I don't really like fixate on those cravings too much. Something else I've noticed, just like the dryness overall, mostly my face. My face has like actually have been going through quite a rough time for the last probably like close to 2 years now. Honestly, I've been experiencing a lot of dry skin, plus us going away to Qatar and like my skin finally getting the hydration it needs, and then coming back here and then just becoming a raisin again. Like that was hard and everything, but that's like normal. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm used to that and I don't think twice about it. But my lips, I definitely have noticed that they've been extra dry, and that's kind of like out of the ordinary. So I think that just overall I've been drier. Has not gotten like that bad that I can't keep it under control. I just have to put on lip chap a lot more often than I normally would. But then again, it is dead of winter. We live in an extremely dry climate, so something with this pregnancy that I'm pretty sure I did not have with Stefan, just like how sensitive my stomach has been. With Stefan, I know I wore like Lululemon leggings the entire time and they never were an issue. Like obviously I wasn't able to pull them up to my belly button just because they are tight and restricting, but I was able to kind of keep them under my belly and that was never an issue. But not with this pregnancy. I don't know what it is from the start, probably till now too. Yeah, like I can't really wear anything other than like maternity specific clothing that's like fairly loose because it just makes me really uncomfortable. My belly has been really sensitive. So that's something that I have had to be mindful and conscious of. Even when I wasn't really showing and I could still wear my Lululemon leggings, just like the pressure on my stomach would just make me so sick and just uncomfortable, and it's not a good time. I have also experienced more hair growth on my belly. My belly has been quite a bit hairier, and yeah, in terms of cravings, for a while I was craving like soury foods, like green apples, for example. I was craving that for a while, but now it's definitely mangoes are my biggest craving. 100%. I eat those so much, it's unbelievable. And also just like chocolate. I've been into a lot of chocolate as well. Ferrero Rochers are a favorite, Lindor's are a favorite. So again, good balance. We love some fruit. I definitely eat a lot more mangoes than I do chocolate. And again, right, like mangoes are a pretty healthy pregnancy craving to have. Yes, they're sugary, but it's natural sugar, it's fruit. Like I am all for that. So definitely has been my biggest craving, and most of my cravings have been sweet, which coincides with the whole you're having a girl prediction. So yeah, for a little while before Christmas, kind of probably a week leading up to Christmas, I was waking up with pounding headaches, like excruciating pain. I would be waking up and my head would hurt. Sometimes it would last for hours, sometimes it would kind of subside within the first hour of me being awake, but it was so painful, and without a doubt I would wake up with one every single day, and it was horrible and I did not enjoy it. And on Boxing Day, which is the day after Christmas, I ended up fainting at the mall. It was awful. I talked about it sporadically in like a few videos, but what ended up happening was I was at Old Navy. This was like probably 20 minutes into us being at the mall. All we've done so far was like get Stefan one of those cart things that he can sit in, like the little car thing. That's all we did at that point. Well, we went to customer service, signed one out, and then went to Old Navy. I can't spend too much time there because I just get lost and overwhelmed. So we were there probably in the like 10 minutes max. I picked out a couple things, got in line, was waiting in line for about 5 minutes max, and Mitchell and Stefan had left at that point. They just went to a different store or something, so I was waiting in line by myself, and I started to feel really warm, and then I started to kind of see black a little bit. And I texted Mitchell, I was like, hey, like when I'm done here, I'm gonna need to sit down, like I'm not feeling great. And then all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I either need to leave this line or I will be like throwing up. That's what I think mine went to, is like, I'm gonna throw up right now. So I just kind of dropped what I had, like the few items I had, just put it in the impulse bin. I'm sorry if you work retail. I know I worked retail too, and it's annoying, but I had to do it. It had to be done. And if you've been to Old Navy, you know they have like that big walk past the registers, and then they have these little fridges. And everyone I tell this story about them there being those two little fridges or whatever with like little drinks and things, nobody ever knows what I'm talking about, and I don't understand why, because if somebody was like, oh, the fridges at Old Navy, I'd be like, oh yeah. Anyway, so they had those fridges, and as I'm walking like pretty quickly at this point, because I know that things are going downhill, and I'm sure it looked like I was trying to shoplift or something, so I'm sure I had a lot of people staring at me as is. I'm walking and it's like pitch black at this point, like I cannot see anything. And I walked into one of those fridges full on and ended up falling over. I don't think I like walked in hard enough to fall over, but it just happened. I walked in, and next thing I know, I'm on the ground. I didn't hit my head too hard or anything like that, so I was fine. It was just really embarrassing. I had an employee come and they were really good to me, and I called Mitchell. I'm like laying on the ground. I'm like, hey, I fainted, come to Old Navy. I don't know why, but he decided that I wasn't being serious, and he just like took his time and was just like really unconcerned. And it's so unlike him, because he's just the biggest worrier ever, and me just texting him something silly or me not responding for a few hours at home, like he'd leave work to come check on me. So I don't know why, like me calling and saying I'm fainted, he was like, oh lol, okay. So he came, and he didn't expect to see me on the floor, but there I was on the floor, and we were leaving to go across the world in like 2 days, so we decided to go to get checked out at the hospital and stuff. Long story short, my blood pressure has been low during this pregnancy. It is known for women to experience this. I've heard a lot from you guys that second pregnancies do it as well. It's very common with your second pregnancy, so I don't know what that was about, but yeah. So I don't know if like the headaches kind of contributed to that, or I was just in a state of something, and I was getting these massive headaches, and then I ended up fainting. I don't know. I did eat that morning, but maybe I just like wasn't getting enough sleep the few days leading up to it or something. I don't know. Towards the end of my second trimester, in the evenings, I have been starting to get more uncomfortable, lower back pain, just like cramps and little, you know, aches and things, which is so common in pregnancy. And yeah, but that's definitely something that has started to prevail, which is so expected. And kind of like leading off of that, like sometimes I'll get pretty uncomfortable, whether I'll just get like tightness within my body, or like I'll have a really uncomfortable position that baby coat is in, or she'll kick me a certain way, and it just like makes me feel all type of way. So she's definitely getting bigger. And of course, the most exciting and the most prevalent symptom of the second trimester is feeling the baby kick, and not only feeling it yourself, but also having your family and your partner. And Stefan, he felt the baby kick, and it was the cutest thing in the world, and I love it. I believe I was told that my placenta is posterior, so I would have been able to feel the baby earlier. If you don't know what that means, it just basically means that the placenta is behind the baby versus in front, which would cause you to feel the kicks later. But I do think around like week 12, 13, I was starting to feel little flutters, and for a while it was kind of hard to distinguish what it was, but obviously like I've been pregnant before, and like although like I said it was 5 years ago, I don't really remember the sensation of baby kicks. It would be fair to assume that that's what that was. But now obviously it's very, very prevalent. She moves like crazy, makes herself very known for sure. She's not really active at all hours of the day, obviously, but definitely like a few times a day she will have a good old dance party and just actually go nuts. And this usually happens when I'm laying down to go to sleep, or just like have a minute to relax, or I'm sitting in class. She really likes to do that too. But yeah, no, it's been the most amazing thing. And Mitchell felt it for the first time. He's obviously never felt a baby in someone's body before. Like it's really cool. And Stefan too, he loved it, and he feels the baby all the time, and he'll give my baby like kisses, and it's just really cute and makes me so happy, and it's just so much more real now, I think. Even though Mitchell and I will literally like sit down and just realize that, hey, we have less than 3 months before we're parents of 2. We're about to have a little baby. Like our lives are about to change so much. Like despite us being parents. We've only ever known being parents of one, and that has been our lives for so long. And like, Stefan is so self-sufficient. Like this morning, he got himself fully ready. All I did for him was make him breakfast. That's it. He brushed his teeth, he got dressed, he made his bed. Like, he is so self-sufficient that it's gonna be crazy kind of going from parenting that to fully back to diapers, back to feeding every 3 hours, things like that. But we are so excited. It's just like, we're so excited. Definitely, as we're kind of approaching the end, there are a lot of, not stressful things, but things that we kind of have to be mindful of and be planning for, and just like really get on things, because we can't procrastinate, because I'm not gonna be pregnant forever and this baby is gonna inevitably come. So things like a baby shower, like we want to do a maternity shoot, things like that, we need to plan and get going on for sure. I have a vlog either coming out or already that has come out of us going to the first doctor's appointment at the hospital that we got into, which is really exciting. We are going back soon to make kind of like the finalized birth plan and figure things out more. In terms of now, like, I'm feeling pretty good, starting to feel more pregnant, starting to get more uncomfortable. Nothing unmanageable by no means. The last few days I have been struggling big time with sleep, which has inevitably affected my performance during the day. I have been kind of stressed out just because like I'm on reading break right now, but next week, today's Friday, and then next week I have like 3 midterms and assignment due. It's just like a lot that I'm trying to juggle right now. So that's probably affecting my sleeping. But no, it's just been so frustrating because my whole life I've been able to lay in bed, close my eyes and go to sleep. Whereas now I just lay there for like literally hours some nights, and it's not fun. Especially because in the morning, not that I want to be sleeping in, but like I have no choice. You know, Stefan's up at 7 on a pretty good day. But otherwise, I'm very happy, very healthy, doing well. Things are progressing great. Every time we've gone to get checked out and gone to an appointment, things have been looking great. So I'm really thankful for happy and healthy pregnancy. I could not be more blessed. So, like I said, I'm so excited for this baby to be born. We just like can't wait. And I can't wait for the semester to be over so I can just like settle down and enjoy life a little bit. Not that I haven't been, but it's just hard to like enjoy pregnancy when you're like stressed with school. And obviously I knew that that would be the case, and there's nothing that's occurring that I didn't expect. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm excited to film the 3rd trimester recap. Hopefully I can squeeze that in before the baby comes, but we will certainly see. I'm so excited. It's crazy that like there's just so little time left. It's just crazy, and it's gonna fly by so fast that I really cannot believe it. But thanks for being here on this journey with me. We are pumped, like I said, for this little girl. So excited. Have I been going crazy with baby stuff? Yes, I have. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate your time. And again, follow my Instagram for all of the current updates and things going on in our lives, because that's a really good place to keep up with us daily. Before I go, I should show you my belly, because I forgot to do that last time and had to film it later. But here is my belly at the very beginning of my 3rd trimester. Here it is. It's definitely big. Let me tell you, definitely hard to not notice. I genuinely just feel like huge, that I don't know how I'm gonna expand anymore. I wonder, you know, I wonder what I'm gonna look like in a few weeks. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.